Hello everyone and welcome to the Good Game Lobby review of Ruffy and the Riverside, developed by Socrates Laboratories. It's an open world 3D platformer with a unique texture swapping game mechanic. Let's see why this nostalgic influence is great in its style and how it slightly misses on a deeper story connection. Let's start things off with the story. Everything begins like all 3D platformers, where a bad entity steals the world's life force, creating a dynamic of Ruffy becoming the chosen one and bringing life back to the world. It's simple enough and straightforward, but the story for me missed a bit. Where the premise and everything makes sense and the characters fit well, the amount of sheer dialogue for a small indie platformer became a skipping routine by the end of the game. Where the demo felt tight and clear on the goals, the main game was missed on me. This is not a fault of the whole game, but something I just wanted to get out of the way early to begin talking about what really sells Ruffy to me. That's its unique gameplay and visuals. Okay, let's talk about the gameplay. Swapping is the main mechanic you'll use to solve puzzles. It starts out pretty simple, using a climbing vine that you copy and paste onto a waterfall. This gives you the ability to now climb said waterfall. Though it starts easy, you'll find it increases in complexity for certain puzzles the deeper you go into the main story. For instance, if you have a bunch of metal boxes in your way, then copy wood, paste it onto the metal boxes so you can break them and find a hidden item. Sometimes these metal boxes will be set up in a way that you need to break certain parts to then ultimately climb them like steps. You hold the triggers to copy and press them again to paste, and use the triggers to also paste on multiple objects like the aforementioned metal boxes, changing water to lava to kill sharks, water to ice to platform over, and tons of puzzles involving making items heavier, changing the subject to be lighter, and more, all to get to your goal. At times the game will set up a typical platforming puzzle, and I would even forget that I should be using the swap every chance I get. The coins reset whenever you enter and exit a room or area, so coins are plentiful. So much that I was able to buy the maximum amount of hearts only an hour or so into the game, making the game far too easy by the end. I only died by falling off a platform edge versus losing all my hearts. I get that this could cater to a family-friendly audience, but the difficulty was kind of non-existent. The Riverside sign in the open world has lost its letters all across the land, so you have to go around exploring and solving puzzles to get them back. I honestly wish that we had more boss fights for each section because you have so much to play with using the swap ability, but more often than not, the main letter collection was just puzzles. It's not bad at all, the puzzles were a lot of fun, but I just wanted to see more boss battles. Ruffy in the Riverside is one of the best looking in terms of visual design. It's all hand-drawn images from the flat paper style of characters to all the textures and patterns you see on objects you can swap. And rightfully so, the game has 600 plus images that took 7 years to make the game. They look great and have a nice repeating animation from Ruffy, Pip, and all the oddballs you meet. I kind of want to animate Ruffy myself. They just look great. I mean, just look at Ruffy. The hand-drawn style and coloring is slightly rough around the edges, truly giving the visuals character. The intro song that played from the moment I tried the demo back during Steam Next Fest is a great start of what's to come. Each biome has its own theme song, as it rightfully should, but when the jams come into play, it makes the game so much more fun. The soundtrack can only be found on Steam as of this recording, and since starting game reviews, one thing I can tell you is that it's a bit annoying to not release soundtracks on other services, and keeping them on Steam. I understand fully that that's a way to drive more sales and get a better payment considering how awful streaming services are, but I can't preview it on Steam, so I have no idea what I'm getting. Just release it to Bandcamp, please. Okay, thanks for showing up to my mini TED Talk of the state of gaming soundtracks. Since it's not on streaming or Bandcamp, I can't give you a preview, but thanks to another fan who saw a demand for the soundtrack, we have one of the songs on YouTube, which you can check out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Ruffy in the Riverside is one that will be loved by 3D platforming fans for its similarities to the games that inspired it. The unique texture swapping is inventive and gives it legs to stand on. The soundtrack is DK rap inspired by jams that pop in and out just at the right times. The 600 plus pictures made for the game over the 7 years is no easy feat, and I love the character designs and quirky back and forth. I feel like the demo left a certain style of gameplay impression on me where the main game is slightly different. The only place I feel like it falls flat is when the dialogue runs rampant and you need to go through the story so in depth it takes away from the action of the gameplay. The open world of the game makes it fun to explore, so when traveling between different areas for the main story, you have lots of fun mini games and puzzles to continue to unlock, distracting you from the main goal in the best way possible. I'm seeing the main game running between 5 and 7 hours for many people, but oddly enough, Steam says it took me roughly 14 hours to complete the main game. I really don't understand how Steam counts this because from the game's main captures, I have about 9 plus hours, but that being said, for collection fans, you have tons and tons of places to explore and unlock for a longer playthrough. That's why at $19.99, which I feel is a sweet spot for indie games as I mentioned before, it may be too high for just a 3D platformer, but considering the amount of detail and illustrations and lots of extra content, I think it's definitely worth it. I played on PC through Steam, and it's available for Epic, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. It's Steam Deck verified and works great with decent settings, only dropping frames rarely through my playthrough. A special thanks to Pirate PR for the review key on behalf of the developers, and thank you for watching my review of Ruffy and the Riverside. If you're looking for another open world 3D platformer, I recommend the silly Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip on your left, or the list of reviews from 2025 on your right. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, GG.